It's July 12th, 2023, and you're watching Ukraine in the Know, your daily source of information about Ukraine. I'm Sergeant Sarah Ashton Cirillo of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, speaking with you from the AFU's Territorial Defense Media Studios in Kyiv. According to Ukrainian Land Force Command headquarters, Russian forces shelled more than 80 settlements across the front over the last day. Heavy fighting continues in the directions of Kupiansk, Liman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Marinka. Ukrainian troops engaged with the adversary in at least 29 separate clashes in these areas, with the invaders attempting counterattacks at several points. Notably, the defense forces came under fire from enemy aviation during these clashes, but managed to hold all positions. Russia's terrorism continued in the form of UAV swarms led by the Iranian-manufactured Shaheeds. Our air defenses downed 26 of the 28 incoming drones. Units of the defense forces are on the offensive in multiple areas, supported by air and fire support battalions of the AFU. However, due to increased operational security, as requested by Ukraine's Deputy Defense Minister Hanna Maliar, the specific areas of liberation and deoccupation can only be reported in the coming days. As complete liberation comes closer, Russian repression against citizens of Ukraine in illegally and temporarily occupied areas becomes ever more brutal. Throughout Kherson Oblast, Ukrainian citizens are being thrown into confinement for the slightest allegations against them by local collaborators. The Kremlin-led authorities are also threatening the local population that they will be forcibly deported to Siberia and have all their belongings seized if they don't apply for a Russian passport. Yesterday, the Ukrainian Special Operations Services announced the graduation of the first female Special Forces candidate from Q School. Known by her number, 68, she overcame months of harsh training to make history and will now use her newfound skills to help return Ukraine to its 1991 borders. In Vilnius, the NATO summit continues. This morning, President Zelensky met separately with the Prime Minister of Canada and the German Chancellor, both of whom promised additional support through the Ukrainian president. Among news from the first day, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Alexei Reznikov, signed a memorandum with colleagues on the creation of a coalition for the training of F-16 fighter pilots. The Minister of Defense of Denmark, Troels Poulsen, announced that the group would include 11 countries and be focused not just on preparing the aviators themselves, but technical personnel as well. Minister Reznikov also signed an agreement with our French allies to provide for an increase in military aid to Ukraine in the amount of 170 million euros, along with a simplification of weapons purchasing and distribution between the two countries. This came on the same day French President Macron announced the delivery of Scalp cruise missiles to the Ukrainian armed forces. In an interview with Radio Svoboda, Ukrainian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dmytro Kuleba, said this about the unfolding process of Ukraine joining NATO. Quote, "Everyone understands, and the partners understand, that the strongest, most powerful guarantee that there will be of no more war in Europe is Ukraine's membership in the alliance. All other security guarantees are good, but nothing can replace NATO membership." We will update all the news from Vilnius and across Ukraine as events unfold. Make sure to visit our Territorial Defense Forces Media Studios YouTube channels in both English and Ukrainian for all of our exclusive content. Slava Ukraini, and may God bless our troops.